at least creating the base of a template for you to be able to put other objects and other photos on. So what you'll do is just start out with a blank document with a black background. And then on top of that, go ahead and import, move into your image some type of a photo. And chances are you don't want it to be one of the focal point photos. You just want it to be a picture of the hands or maybe the shoes or the dress or something like that. And then what I do is I take that photo layer and I drop the opacity way down to the point where you can just barely see it anymore. Now the next thing I'll do is go over and grab my rectangular shape tool. I'm going to set my foreground color over to white, and then I'm just going to drag a big rectangle right over the center of the image here. And you can use your spacebar key to move it around a little bit, just like that. Now, the last thing to finish this up is I'm going to go to my layer styles for that shape layer that I just created. And by the way, when you're making that shape layer, an important option to remember is to hold down that shape layers icon up top here. Make sure you select that one before you make the shape. Now, let's go down to our layer styles icon. I'm going to go over to blending options. And inside blending options, what I'm going to do here is drop my fill opacity down. And you're going to see why in just a second. You can see it starts to show through the photo behind it. And then what I want to do is add a stroke layer style. We'll make it white, because red is just not a nice color for this. And then I'll drop it down to probably even 1 pixel. And there you go. So now you can see what we did here. Let me click off and show you really quick again. Take a look at the stroke. Let me turn the stroke on and off, and you can see it's real subtle, but it does make an impact. And the reason why we're able to see that stroke is because when we went into those blending options, remember up here, remember how we dropped the fill opacity? Alright, and that still lets us see the stroke that's in the middle there. Had we dropped the opacity down, we would have removed the stroke altogether. We would have taken the opacity of the stroke down too, but instead we just did fill opacity. And at this point, I put some text at the bottom, and then I've got a couple of photos that I just put right up at the top here. But just anything could go as far as text at the bottom and photos at the top. But what this template does is it gives you a good starting point where you can just take in another photo consistently and just place it in the background there.